Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Let's go ahead and make sure all can hear me. If you please type the number 1 in the chat box in that comment section to let me know that you can, I would greatly appreciate it. There is nothing worse than talking to myself for the next next hour or so and having nobody there on the other side to hear you. Come on, Jeff. Where's the 3? Come on now. Where is it? Hey, Jim. Oh, goodness gracious. Afternoon, John. Hey, Daniel. Lots of ones. I appreciate that. Good morning, Elsa. I forget it's morning for others. And some it's evening. Yeah. So there's Jeff. He put in a 3 and then Jim typed in 3. What's a 3? That's just Jeff's way of saying I'm not going to type in 1. He's a nonconformist. That's what it is. So welcome to Power Hour. It's been a while since you've done it from the office, guys. I'm forgetting I got the bell sitting over here. This is a pretty little bell. All right. There Jeff goes, correct. Oh, Jim said, then I have to do a 4. LOL. There we go. Here we go. 6,487,042,807. The numbers I'm going to start seeing showing up in the list. All right. I hope you're having a great day. As we get started here, keep in mind that everything we look at is for educational purposes only. Nothing is meant to be advice or recommendations. We got a lot of stuff coming up, folks. September is here. Summer is over, as far as I'm concerned. It is. I'm jumping in, baby. Full bore again. I'm back to the computer 5 days a week to trade. No ifs, ands, or buts. You know, it's that time of year. Summertime is my time to take it easy a little bit. This is where we get in and get real hardcore year end. So patterns in a flash coming on in September on the 7th. Trading news on the 12th. SPX Q&A for those that are in SPX. As the patterns in a flash to Q&A for anybody in Tony's patterns in a flash. Mastering the trade on September 15th. That is for anybody that is a Power Option Plays member. Excuse me. That means even if you're in there on a 2-week trial, if you are a member, however you're a member in there, on September 15th, you will be in that live training. Mastermind group coming up on Tuesday. I've got Power Hour Trading Coaches Playbook, regular schedule this week. Your winning trading formula. Brandon's actually got 2 of them coming up. Folks, make sure you take advantage. We're going to talk about this in a minute. You're missing the boat if you have not been to that event. Wow, I was blown away when I watched what Brandon was doing in there. Pop, Covered Call Explorer, E-mini are all on their regular schedule this week. Okay, and then you've got our follow us page. Folks, right now, what did I do today? I recorded 7 videos I recorded today before I came to the office. We're going to record today. You are missing a tremendous amount of information if you are not catching what we do, right? You need to be involved with what we do, and you're not going to know it unless you're subscribed. I don't care if you don't use social media. Subscribe to our stuff only and don't subscribe to anything else. I don't care about that. But you want to get involved and make sure you know what's happening and what's going on. This is the way to do it. There's more things going to be popping up on here pretty soon, like you're going to see on here, tradinglikeaboss.com, which is all of our free content that's going to be listed up there. And then we've got one other surprise, which I'll release in a second to you guys and gals, right? But your winning trading formula, secrets to preparing for the market open, right? How your market prep impacts your success and how to use trading to reach your financial goals. Brandon's going to walk you through his day. Basically, what does he do for his day? How does he make himself successful? What does he do day in and day out? You're missing the boat if you haven't been there. We had a really good show at the last one. He's got 2 more scheduled right now, folks. You definitely want to make sure you're on that one of those 2 trainings. Okay. So that's coming up. Holy mackerel. It's back. It's back. I think PK has been asking, right? Where is it? Market Mornings is back. Not today. It's not really back. It's being back, or will be back, or not might be, will be back, right? Starting on September 12th. So we're going to get through the holiday week next week. I know there's a lot of people finishing up vacation. I got a lot of last minute little things we're doing right now. And then I am back. So 8:30 a.m. Eastern time, half an hour every day. We're going to go through the trade setups in there. I'm going to walk you through, give you the candidates, show you how we're looking to trade them, right? I'm still going to continue to do the snippet 1-minute videos and just say, here's my top 3 today, go, right? Here's the market, go. I'm still going to do that. But this right now, folks, is on our YouTube channel. It is on our Facebook channel. It is on our LinkedIn channel. Is that the 3, Sean, right now? No, it's not on LinkedIn, right? So it's on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, which is through a program that we have connected with called Trade Arcade, right? So we'll be back into that mix there, folks. Make sure you are checking out what we do. If you go over to our YouTube page, right? You go over to our YouTube page, you will see that we've got a live, we don't have one, but we have a live YouTube video coming up. You'll be able to watch it there. Are we still getting the power hours on YouTube this way? Yep. Okay. So same scenario, guys. If you're watching us on Power Hour right now through YouTube, you'll see the live training right there. We're looking to try to have a singular page that we can send you to. You click on it, it'll just bring you into that live training. We're trying to see how to make that work. But for now, it's there. Again, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, there's plenty of ways to access it. I don't care where you go. I just care that you go. You need to be involved with that training in the morning. Oh, but Rob, that's like dark early. I know Roman pops in every once in a while from Washington State. We start at 8:30. That's 5:30 a.m. for him. I know we've got someone over in Asia. They're there at 8 o'clock at night, right? 8:30 at night getting into that class. So you want to check it out, but it is back. That's the important thing for me is we finally are through summer and we're back in the saddle again with it. Oh, we don't want to share that just yet. Right. So a lot of great stuff going on right now, folks, just a tremendous amount of great stuff going on. Make sure that, listen, if you go to here, we're going to put this on the follow us page as well. If you go to wealthbuildershq.com, right, if you go here and then /newsletter, I know a bunch of you are still not figured out where to go with it. But this comes out it comes out on Friday. Shh, don't tell anybody. You don't get the email about it until Sunday, but we update this on Friday, right? This is 7 minutes. I think it was this video. I think it's about 7 minutes long of me just going over the market and what I see, right? What I'm looking at for the upcoming week and so forth, right? Inside of there. Okay. What trainings we've got coming up this week, right? Of course, all of our social. Right here, we've got the class schedule. So you can see everything that's happening this week. It's all right here, plain English, all with our icons. So it's real easy to see. You're not trying to read text, right? And then down here, what major earnings are coming out. And then of course, you got economic reports down below. Okay. So this comes out once a week. We leave the page alone then, and we change it again come next week. So you definitely want to check this out, folks. There's just so many resources we have available for you right now. You've got to make sure that you're taking advantage of it, right? So make sure you check out what's on the members page. Your winning trading formula, there's the setup there. We've got the next 2 classes coming up, Wednesday and Thursday, right? We already talked about YouTube, tradinglikeaboss.com. Guys, this is our freebie site. You're going to see this come up over and over and over again. There's a new training coming out. We're working on it now. We'll have it this week, I believe. I think Wednesday we'll have it up there. So keep your eye open for it. That's our goal anyway. It's how I trade news candidates. So the stuff we do in the morning, like in market mornings, right? Or how I pick my news candidates in the morning when I do my 1 minute snippet videos are going to be right on this page. You'll be able to go to a training that I did on how to trade these news candidates. We did a little bit here, a little bit at my home office. So live, face-to-face, and then back to the computer, which we did at home. Power Hour, you can always sign up here. Trading Coaches Playbook, you can always sign up here. These links will take you right into the next training. And you'll be ready to rock on like Donkey Kong, right? So all of this right here, and we're going to keep adding to it. It's not going to stay at 6. We're going to keep adding to it, right? So you'll see more things popping up in there. All right. So with that, I did see a couple of comments come through. There we go. Oh yeah, also there was no monster market movers on there. We've got to get that back up. I don't know when. The next one's going to be in a couple of weeks. Market morning starts next Tuesday, the 12th. The 12th. Jim said you started market mornings on October 20th, 2021. Wow. Didn't realize coming up on a year. Jeff said, who? Yeah, there you go. I'm excited for it. I really am. There's the newsletter that Lee dropped in there. So what class comes with Monster Market Movers? Monster Market Movers is a class, JP. It is its own training inside of Monster Market Movers. So let's see, when's our next one? Oh, Monster Market Movers 17. Oh, that's August. I'm not in September. Sorry about that. Monster Market Movers on the 29th. Although it doesn't make a difference, it should have come up. There we go. So it is its own training. Its own training. There's 4.5 hours of prerequisite videos inside of there, training materials, videos, documents, all in there. But video-wise, it's 4.5 hours. And it's all about candidate selection and finding high-quality patterns to trade. We look for channels, trends, $100 price points. We look for 6 different Fibonacci patterns inside of there and so forth. So that's what's inside Monster Market Movers. You could always go ahead over to our homepage. Actually, if we do that here, go over to the homepage, and I got a lot of stuff running, so it's taking forever, right? And, you know, guys, if you're a brand new trader, intermediate experience, doesn't matter, right? You can go ahead and, you know, book a 15-minute strategy session. And if you're unsure, you know, what's the right path for me? Should I be focused on stock, futures? Where do I start? What's the next step for me? I've been involved for a little while. These guys can help kind of walk you through. This is my team, Amelia, and, you know, the rest of the staff kind of walk you through what the next steps are for you. Right. So definitely take advantage of that as well. All right. Let me see what else we got here. Yes, JP, you got it. Good. Okay. Excellent. So what trades did you do today? Drop them in the chat box. There's no excuses. There's no reasons for not. I don't care if it was funded or non-funded. It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter if it cost you money, if you broke even, if you made money. It doesn't matter. Drop the trade in the chat. The only way you're going to get better at this is you're pushing forward. Good, bad, or indifferent. You've got to go ahead and share it. Folks, just get it out there. I'm not going to sit there and go, you did that trade today? What is wrong with you? Right? That's not me. Y'all know that. Anybody that's been around me any amount of time know that that's not me. I'm very nourishing and encouraging and helpful to try to move you in the right direction. I can't do any of that without knowing where we're at, right? So, and it's funny how as I see the individual sharing, we used to do this in market mornings every single day. The people that were sharing were the ones that were crushing it every single day, right? So let's see what we got here. Let's see. John said, Wheel of Fortune, Amazon, AMC, Spiders, Naked Put on UVXY, cash flow, $1,200. All right, let's get that hammer, baby. All right, great job. Great job, John. Jeff said 15% on SPY. I'm loving it. Brenda said Qs, cost of $315. Got in at the wrong time and stopped out where, not where it should have been. Okay, but you recognize, see the quality there, the key there, you recognize what the reason was that it didn't work. See, that is why it is so important, so critical that you literally talk of what is going on in my trades, right? And the reason for it is if it's just in your head and you don't verbalize it, you don't get it out, you are not going to figure out how to fix it until you can get it out. And me telling you to type it in the text chat, you're thinking about it, you're typing it, right? So you're using your hands, you're seeing it with your eyes. If you're reading it out loud, which I do, anytime I talk about a trade, I'm always talking it out loud because then I'm speaking it, I'm hearing it, I'm seeing it, right? I'm Italian, so I'm feeling it, right? As I'm typing it in, half Italian, the other half French Canadian. So I'm right there, right? And I'm sure many of you are like that when you talk with your hands as well. But it's more senses, it's more activity. It's a better chance that you will learn from what went wrong and reinforce what went right in your trades when you're doing it that way. I listen to someone who's a mentor of mine, who mentors, right? And the guy is really good at what he does. And he was talking mindset. And he made a comment on one of his podcasts that, most people look at mindset and they go, I don't need this. I'm a coach. I teach this stuff. Man, I'm the exact opposite. Yes, I'm a coach. Yes, I teach this stuff. And yes, I know I need it more than anybody else or just as much as everybody else. There's no one that is exempt from that you don't need mindset, that you don't need to focus on mindset. You do. And this is part of the way you do it in the market. Let's see. Jim said, did SPY trades? I made a profit on almost all of them, but forgot how to figure out the percentage of the gain. Please provide the formula for this again. Sure. It is cash in over cash out. Cash in your pocket. If you made $100 over cash out, I had $1,000 at risk, right? Or used $1,000 to do that trade. 100 divided by 1,000, 10%. Okay. That's how you do the formula, Jim. So we know how it comes out. Brenda said, I allowed myself to also get distracted. And, you know, depending on the day, Brenda, that's easy. When I have a day that I don't really plan on doing a lot of trades, when I'm kind of in the market, but I'm really not, and I'm doing other stuff, it's very easy for me to become distracted and not focus and place the wrong trades in many cases, and or not manage the trade properly that I'm in. Because that's only one trade. It's small. I got 4 contracts, 1 contract. Yeah, but now all of a sudden that 1 contract is against me $200. And I said, that's what happened. There you go. Daniel said, no trades yet, waiting on the SPY to break out of possible power hour play for the sideways movement. There you go. I like it, Daniel. Good play. Good play. All right. So, guys, today in my pre-market picks, which is the 1-minute snippets that we put out there, okay? In pre-market picks today, first one was Etsy. No S, ETSY. Etsy is now having a problem and getting some pushback from its sellers where they're going to actually have to prove that it's their bank that the money is getting sent to, right? And the sellers are not liking that, right? So it was bad news in pre-market. We got this gap up. Actually, if we look here on Etsy, right, here's the pre-market post and pre from last night. You can see we were down. We got this big gap to the upside and go. I don't think it's a bad thing. You might get some fighting from sellers, but why would you want to send your money to somewhere that's not yours? So I didn't really see it as a negative inside of there, but there was no trade for us because we just ran straight to the upside, right? So there was Etsy this morning. We also had Moderna. Someday I'll remember to not put an S on TradeStation, okay? So same thing, Moderna was down after getting approved by the Swiss, I think it was, for the vaccine. And I'm looking at the news saying, but I don't see this as negative news. What in the world is going on there? And we had a bullish move on this. So the news was out. I just didn't trust that the news was valid. And then we had Netflix. Let's try it out the ads. NFLX. All right. Netflix is toying around with a $7 to $15 or $7 to $9 monthly subscription rate with commercials versus their whatever $12 or $15. We have Netflix. I don't remember what plan it is, but it's one person, one login at one time. Versus that $13 or $15 model that they have right now where there are no commercials. And that tells me if they're willing to drop that much, either A, they think they'll get more subscribers at the lower rate, or B, they think that whatever subscribers shift over, they're making, let's say it's $13 a month for the regular subscription, and it's going to be $9 a month. That means they're going to make $4 a month per subscriber because they're getting paid for commercials for that. That's huge, right? I'm not a fan of the commercials. That's why we watch Netflix. Heck, I could just go back and watch it on regular TV. And on regular TV, I can DVR it and watch it later so I can push through all the commercials. I can't do that here, right? So very whack moves on the original news. We were down about $2 on everything this morning on everything. The 3 candidates, we were down about $2 today. And if we look at the S&P 500, we gapped down. And where did we gap to? That 40.23 half level. And that's a big part of it, folks, is you need to look at not just is the news good, is the news bad? What is the market doing? If we gapped right down to support and we bounce, why am I going to go ahead and take a bearish entry until I get some confirmation of the bearish entry? You're not. You're absolutely not. I do that video at 8 o'clock in the morning. There's an hour and a half until the market opens up. You take the trade setups if the setup is still there, right? Overall, I think in the last 2 weeks, we've had 2 setups that have gone against us. That's it. And both of them were within the last week. Everything else rocked in our direction. You may have had some pushback. You get, like Friday, we had some give back on 2 of the 3. 1 went against us. We had some pushback on the other 2, but nothing that caused us any cost in the trade, right? So when we look at the S&P 500 right now, folks, you know, there's a disconnect in what traders are seeing and what's happening, right? V bottom, on the S&P. Great move up. We blew through the 41.81 and we failed right up in here, right? We closed above the 8. We gapped down and we closed below the 8 on this next day. We gapped down the very next day, opened below the 41.81, the dark black line, the thick line that's there. You can see all the way out to the right here. And then we pushed forward further down below the 8 moving average on a close. We now just moved into neutral bias on that day. Well, what does that mean? Not good. We're more in the day trade mode, and there's nothing I want to take directionally because of where the market's at. Well, we open the next day, we push around that 21, we do it again, and we stay below. Then we gap up. And let me take the last 2 days off of the chart, okay? And I want you to focus very heavily on the right side of the chart. I received phone calls, emails, right? Conversations with numerous individuals of, that's the breakout we're waiting for. Is it time for me to jump in? Do I buy or add to my Google position, my Amazon position? Is it okay to start buying Tesla now? The S&P is bouncing. What do we have? A breakout. Do we have a confirmation yet? No, niente, no confirmation. So what do? Position 1 in the chair. You're sitting back, hands behind your head, and you're just chill. That's it. There's nothing to do. But Rob, that was the breakout. Well, it was. That failed. Miserably failed. Right? Today, continuation gap, push down. But Rob, it's bouncing off that fib line. So we're okay now, right? I could take that bullish entry now. Well, keep something in mind. Right? Yes, we may be bouncing off of that fib line, but we ain't done yet. The day's not over. We haven't closed. This is an intraday move. I'm not saying you don't take trades off of there, but you've got to be cognizant that that's what it is. It's an intraday setup. Is it possible that we reverse, we switch, we twitch from there and we go the other direction? Yes, it's very possible. If we close where we are, what's happened? We closed in the middle of nothing. Tomorrow, retest that fib line and bounce, and now we've got a serious plan. Just jumping out there and go, oh, I'll give it a shot. Hey, I got $500. I'll throw it at it. Sure, I'll do it. Let me see. I'll do it. Let's see what we got. What we got? Holy Christmas, my wife wiped me out. She took everything but the hundreds. I got $200 in my wallet. So I'll throw $200 at it now. That's it. We're done. Right? If I lose, I lose. If I win, I win. This is still my money. I don't want to take that kind of trade at all. I can't believe she wiped out all the money in my wallet. She won't go and get the money where we keep it in the house. She goes into my office and takes it out of my wallet while I'm not standing there. So I don't see her. Good job. I keep plenty of money in the house for her. All right. So you want to make sure that you're focused on what's going on. You want to make sure you know where the market is. And right now we are in one of those pivotal places that could we break this fib level at this point? Yeah. Right. I mean, that's a 50 percentile right now. We're at a key point. Could we bounce and give us the upside down H? See, we could. Could we continue to push down to the 618 and possibly even further? Yes. Yes, we could. If you go back and look historically, right here is, if we get near that 618, let me get my crosshair back. If we get near that 618, which is right here, we're not near the 20% just yet, but man, we're getting close. But where did we fail? Right? The 10%, is that 10% correction was 43.29.92. That was the 10% correction. Our high was 43.25.28. We ran right into it and said, and failed from there. These levels that are marked on the charts, we're here, no cost to you, where we go through this every single week and we dig into premium quality information. This is not fluff. This is all premium quality information for you, right? Giving you everything you need to move forward as a trader, right? I'm not trying to make this of, well, if you don't subscribe to this program, you got a lot of information here, right? You see individuals throwing trades out all the time. You see me throwing them out here, market mornings, pre-market picks. Brandon, Tony, Ryan, they do it all the time in the coach's playbook, right? But you need to start making sure that you know how to use the information, right? Do you have a plan? And that's really what it comes down to is, do you have a plan? All right, so let's see what we've got here. The 382 is it's not that it's a hesitation point, Karen. It's more of an, is it Karen? Yeah, it's more of an annoyance point. 382 to me is the Fibonacci level that has the least value to it at all. The least. 236 and 764 are the hesitation points. Those are the key hesitation levels. Jim said today possibly filling the gap from Friday. I mean, we may fill the gap if you mean Friday's open. Yeah, Friday's closed to today's open. Possibly, yes. Brenda said I did awesome Friday on the Qs, over $800. Great job. So, Sean, where do we post the trades every morning? What sites? Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. I tried for YouTube and Instagram as well, but sometimes today it's like. So we attempt YouTube and Instagram, but not always, right? It's just a lot to publish, okay? It's a lot of content. Folks, our goal is 25 posts a day. That's the goal. We're not there yet, but that's the goal. 25 posts a day. Watch what's going to happen over the next couple of weeks, where I'm not even sending to the office. I'm going to be posting right from my house, right from my office, right from my car where I'm trading. I did a trading from the car on the way here, right? You're going to see a ton of content start hitting our various platforms. Someone needs a muffler. Okay. Beautiful. All right. So let me take you back over to presentation mode and trade of the day. Amelia's bread and butter trade, guys. This is her SPY trade. Now, if you look right down there, let me go grab some drawing tools. Okay, beautiful. So Amelia entered the trade at 932. All right, it was a buy to open, 13 contracts. This was Qs, not SPY. Sorry, Qs. Right, they were the August 29th. So the August 29th is, if we take this, subtract that, take the square root today, right? It expires today. 3 times a week, these options expire. So you pay very little, very little amount of money to enter into this trade, right? She spent $3.06 per share. That means to do one contract, you needed $306 total. Your maximum risk in this trade, $306. You would never let it get to that, but that is the max. If you enter the trade and bam, the world falls apart, Russia now becomes the new world leader and our markets fall apart, you lost $306. That's the most you could lose in this trade. All right, so she got in at 306. It was about 3.5, we'll call it 4 minutes later, okay? Same 13, she sold to close at 403. So we're talking about 97 cents. If you see what she wrote here, sold the 303 calls at 403, 31% rate of return in 3.5 minutes, right? Amelia does an outstanding job with her trade setups. Every day, right to my cell phone, I get multiple text messages from her of things that she's looking at, what the Qs and the SPYs are looking for, if there's any major news that just came out or coming out, or something we're waiting for. It all comes through. It all comes across in a regular text message for you. You don't have to check an email. It just comes right to your text, right? So it is fantastic. Yeah, awesome for Amelia. There you go. There you go, Brenda. You're right. She does a great job, right? And, Lee's already dropped the link in, folks. It's called Trade Watch Alerts. Go ahead and check it out. There is a 2-week trial. I don't care if you've taken it before. I'll let you take it again this time. Don't worry about it, right? Take her 2-week trial. She does 3 trades a day. You got 10 trading days in there for a 2-week trial. So you're talking about 3 times 10, 30 candidates, right? As her regular trades, and then her SPY and Qs every day as well, right? If it works for you, awesome. If it doesn't, awesome. Jim said, way to go, Amelia. Yeah, she does good. She really does. And for her, this is 13 trades, 13 contracts rather, not trades. 13 contracts. What does that mean? Well, let's call it $100. It's 97, but call it 100. It's just easy math. It means $1,300 for the day in under 5 minutes. Rob, I don't have that much that I want to put at risk in a trade. It's okay. You don't need to have that $4,000 to do this. What if you had $306? That's all you needed today. That's it. $306, right? Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Good job. Good job, Amelia. All right. Daniel said Amelia is an awesome trader, also an awesome trading coach. She is. She does an amazing job for us, Daniel, right? In Inner Circle and Mastermind, she does fantastic. Very pleased to have her as part of our team, family. All right, let's go ahead and talk about putting the summer doldrums behind us. It's just, I get in this mode every summer as we get to the end of August. And I remember we're at the end of August because my birthday was over the week. It was last week. And it's it. That's it. As far as me, summer's over. As far as I'm concerned, summertime is over. Birthday was here. It's time to rock on like Donkey Kong, right? So what does that mean, putting the summer doldrums behind us? Normally, the markets tend to become flatter, less newsy type things driving it. Now, we had a lot of negativity driving the market this year. The doldrums might not have been the doldrums. It might have been more of the, what's the word, scary times, right? With some of the moves that we had made, some of the things that triggered, some of the ways that the markets shifted and ran. But we had a great market running in here. And yet I know there are a lot of traders that just couldn't hit the mark, couldn't get the numbers they were looking for, couldn't seem to produce the results that they were looking for. And a big part of it comes down to, and you'll see a video coming out of Trading from the Car video on your trading system that I just did recently, right? So again, keep your eye out for it. But your system is going to have a big focal point into whether or not you were successful in your trades. And what I mean by that is, where did you come up with the system for what you're trading? Is it something you made up? Is it something you tested? You know, testing is a lot different than what most people think it is. Well, I found something I think works. I went back and looked at these 3 stocks. I went back for the last 6 months, and 70% of the time that I saw it, it worked beautiful. So this is what I'm going to trade now. Go. And I start throwing real money at it. You got to back test, just tens of thousands of days of data, lots of it. You can't do it on 3 stocks unless you have a position or a system that is trading a candidate. I had a friend of mine that just traded the CME. He built an entire training, just how to trade the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, the CME, options on it, of course, right? When they were a couple $100 a share for that stock. You want to go back and back test multiple stocks over longer time periods, right? And just see how it's worked historically. Now it worked historically, you start forward testing, non-funded. You put paper trades on as the trade presents itself. Once you've done that for a little bit, now you start testing real money, 1 contract, singular entry. That's it. Singular exit point. If you can't make it work on 1 exit, if you need to have 5 exits or 3 exits, where you must have all of those, then your system is going to be flawed to me almost immediately. If you need that second or third exit to make you profitable because the first one just took you to break even, and don't do the first one. Take that many contracts off. Don't take the break even on it, and just, trade a smaller number of contracts. I think you'd be better off. But the model of trading, of testing the trading, is a little bit more than just, well, I go back and look at a couple of days or months, a year or two, and see what it's done on these 2 stocks, 10 stocks, right? And again, unless you're trading just that basket of stocks, I only trade high flyers with this strategy that are above $1,000. Okay, then you've got a very limited basket of stocks, but I'd be doing lots and lots and lots of days of testing if that was the case. Okay, so getting past the summer doldrums, folks, people are ready. Traders are ready. The economy is ready. The market's ready. They want to move beyond it. I don't know if we are able to move beyond it. I think there's a lot of things scaring people right now between economy, inflation, the cost of things. Here, gasoline is back up again today, right? It's back up above 95 or $6 a barrel. Things have are getting more expensive again. And have they really gone down? Yep, we're seeing gas prices go down a little bit, Has milk gone down for you, and eggs and everything else? There's a lot of fear out there of what's happening. 85,000-ish IRS agents. Sorry, they're not coming after the big corporations. That's not what they're being hired for. They're being hired to go after little companies, the small mom and pops. That's who they're going to be looking into, the small businesses, from what I am told. If that's the case, who are they going after? You and I, right? I'm not Chevron. I am not IBM. I don't have a myriad of lawyers on staff and accountants and all of that stuff. Put me through an audit, put you through an audit. It's a lot harder on us than it is on IBM to have to go through that audit. IBM's got an entire team, and this is what they do, and there's no stress whatsoever. There's no personal relationship. It's a job. You're a small business as a plumber. It's a little bit more than just a job. It's everything to you. And now, of course, you can't be on the road doing plumbing work because you're working with the IRS, right? Yeah, I can leave my accountant to do it. Yeah, I'm going to trust my money to somebody else and hope he doesn't make a mistake. I want my accountant there for the entire thing, but not to the point that I'm not there, right? So I don't think emotionally we're ready to get beyond it, not per se doldrums, but into a bullish bias, into a bullish mode. I think there's enough negativity to still push that back. But slower market conditions, folks, look what's on the computer there. There's no slow market conditions. There's no summer doldrums. Not this year. This was a great year, right? We did extremely well in the last little bit. I mean, if we look at July here, let me see. Let's go to pop. So this was July's trades, $114,952.50. Right. This was the trades in July. I don't know the line numbers. I don't really feel like counting them, but 25, 30 trades in there, somewhere around there. Okay, you can see red ones went against us. Right, green ones moved in our direction. Here's the full numbers. It's 29 trades, 0 break even, 21 winners, 8 losers. 6 of the ones that went against us were 10 contract trades, only 2 of the 4 contract trades, and there were only 6 of them. Only 2 of them had gone against us. And I know it might be a little bit hard to see. Excuse me. I know it might be a little bit harder to see. The numbers are smaller, right? You just got to take my word for it. They're there. But there's July. We don't have August numbers yet because August is not done. A couple more days, I'll compile that and I'll add that to our list. Right? But the opportunity is there, folks. But doldrums, I don't think we've got doldrums to contend with right now. I don't think we've got doldrums to contend with right now. I don't think we're looking at this very boring market. I think the market's been anything but boring. Right? When the S&P moves 100 points a day, Dow moves 1,000 on Friday. That's some big moves. That's some seriously big moves. Okay. All right. What candidates do you want me to take a look at? Drop them in. What do you want me to focus on today? Doldrums is just where it's kind of boring, slow down. Is the way it's looked at, Brenda. All right, so Brenda's asking for Qs. Let's go take a look at the Qs. All right, so right now we got the gap down, but look at the difference of Qs versus SPY. We got down into the middle of nowhere. That's a much tougher game for me here than it was on spiders. So what does that mean? I need a pullback down to that fibit, right? Down to that 301.54. I need a pullback down to that fibit line. And if I can get that, actually, I need not only to pull down there, I need to close here there and bounce, right? Or break to the downside. I don't care which way. I just need to move, right? But that 301.54 level is critical. If it bounces up, awesome. The next fib line is our resistance. If it breaks to the downside, I want it to break that 300 level, retest and fail, and we'll look to the next lower fib line as our target. Karen's asking for a big airplane, Boeing. get a little bit bigger picture in there. Okay. So Karen, we are in a bullish bias. As of yesterday, Friday's close, we're in a bullish neutral. If we close right here, we're in a bullish bias. So the gap down didn't last very long, popped back up again. We got just above that 8 moving average, got our head up above, but we've got a fib line right up above that. I need to get above that 166.62 level, 166.5, retest it and bounce, and there's the potential entry on this setup. I like it. Some could call it a switchback, but it's not a switchback trade, but it is not, it does not really have a lot of downward movement to it, momentum, potential there. Not that it can't fall. There's a lot in its way. You know, it's like throwing stuff on the road, like down trees and live wires and stuff. You got the 8 moving average, the 21 moving average, too much messy stuff around. Right. So definitely I'd like to see this one move to the upside. It would be a better setup for me if we could see that. All right. I hope that helps. Let me know in the comments down below. Hey, Trader Will, how you doing, my friend? Tarjay. Glad you made it, Will. So on target, let's get a bigger picture. That gap down, interesting. So I really haven't focused on target a lot. I remember that gap, that tremendous move. We actually traded this in Market Mornings, our YouTube show. We traded it, you know, we called it in that show for a bear call spread. And what we're looking at here, what I was thought, my thought was, is the way they came out with the news from months ago was this is a one-time write-off because of the slowing in the market from consumers. We're going to cut back on our inventory and we won't be in this scenario again. And they may not be, but the earnings did not represent it this time around. It just kind of said, yeah, we brought it back to where it should be now. Not really did anything better. Just we got our inventory back down to where it was supposed to be. So we saw a little pop on earnings. We saw the pullback take place from there. And we're sitting at that 158.41 level, which is our 118. Well, if we can get a close below that 158.41, it closed below. Come on, where's my mouse? Oh, there we go. Okay. Close below, retest and fail. Now 145.5 is support. So up above that 146, 47, somewhere between there is going to be the target for it. You got a lot of opportunity there for this. So I do like target a lot with what we've got going on. Okay. And you've got room up to about 164. So you've got a few bucks in there. The other one was AMD. Oh. Let's get a full picture there. Oh boy. All right, so AMD, we're in a bearish bias right now. It's not true bear, but it ain't far from it. We're bear. The 8's down below the 21, so we're in a bearish bias. Retest at 91.5, well, and 83.74 is your support. So 84.5, 85, somewhere around there is my upside target here. But I do like it. My downside target, sorry. I do like it a lot on the structure. I like the setup a whole lot. Right, more of what I would expect to see is this type of pattern. Okay, so 2 good ones. Will, I hope that helps. Daniel's asking for Amazon. Let's take a bigger picture. Will said almost traded AMD today, but was watching NASA all morning with the Artemis 1 launch. You're welcome. Yeah. Hey, listen, you know, exciting stuff, right? I'm trying to watch less and less things on TV right now. Especially over the summer, it was really easy to just kind of drift off and do something else. right? But hey, nothing wrong with it. All right, so Amazon, this was Daniel. All right, so Daniel, we are in a neutral bias right now, but we're pretty close to breaking a serious level with the 55 moving average at the brown line, and which would put us into bearish. The 8s crossed down through the 21. So there's a little bit of a gap today has kind of thrown us in a little bit of turmoil. So what am I looking at? What do I want to see happen? What do I want to see take place? Okay. In an ideal world, this breaks to the downside, Daniel. We get a move down below that 128.5 level, close, retest it, fail. And we're looking at 116.5 as the next downside target. And when I say target, that's support. So 117, 118, somewhere between there is going to be your target. Using pop rules is where your target looks to set up in there. So I do like it. And what do we have to contend with there, Daniel? We got a gap, right? So as far as, you know what, as far as, hold on. Yeah. Then let me grab it. There we go. So 122.25, Daniel, is our gap. So what I would do, Daniel, is go into the gap statistics and run the gap stats on this and see what that gap from where we closed here to where we opened the next day, what that gap result is as far as filling that gap. All right. I would definitely like to see if it does fill or not. And you're not looking because the gap stats are really designed to be a 1 day, does it fill today? What you really want to do is look at the plethora of gaps. So in other words, the entire list of normal gaps up to your range. So if that was a $10 gap, everything from $0 to $10, you want to look at those and try to get an understanding of, does it seem to normally fill that gap? Doesn't necessarily, it can be used that way where it's not necessarily for the intraday, but just where it has a tendency to fill back in. Okay. So I hope that helps on Amazon. Well, remember, on the gap stats, the big difference there is we had very large stocks on an Amazon and a Google before the splits. Now, those stocks have to get in a groove. So the gap stats are going to take a little bit to catch back up again. But we're split now for a month or so-ish. So definitely a place to start. You're welcome, Daniel. And then you also had SPY. Drop your candidates in, folks. We got a few extra minutes here. I've only got, I think, one more left after SPY. All right. So on SPY, Daniel, we talked, briefly about SPX before, but we are in a bearish bias right now. The moving averages are not in the right order. The 8 is crossing the 21. If we bounce from here a little bit more or stay where we are, we may not see the 8 actually cross down today. It may push to the upside slightly, just barely closing above the 21. If we start to fail at all at this point, the 8 is going to close below the 21, and our bearish bias gets strengthened by the direction or the closing pattern of the moving averages, where the 8 closed lower than the 21. If this is the case, Daniel, I don't mind a bounce, but I would need, if you're not in the trade already, I'd need to move back down near that 401 and jingle level with the intention of closing that gap from today. It's not by much that we missed it. All right. But you want to see where we close out today. You could use pivot points intraday. You could use the power hour trade setup that you were looking at. Right. But I'd be careful just overall. I hope that helps. And JP's asking for Halliburton. I'll take a look at that, Will. Sean, you got a pen there? I threw one somewhere. Yeah, I was just moving and grooving and the pen just disappeared. Thank you. All right, there we go. Okay, so I'll take a look at that. Let's see, Halliburton. All right. Okay, so the fib itself had been violated, right? We pushed right back down, all the way down to the 0 line again, or the 1 line rather. So let's go ahead, put this back where it belongs. Okay, I like it much better. $2.50, $29.50, 33. Yep, we need fibbits in here. So let's go add a -136 and a 118. One of the trainings that I am working on right now, folks, is to really dig into fibbits, what they are and how they work, how they were developed and so forth. Okay, see, that makes a lot more sense now. So at 31.5 level, we've played around that line again and again and again. You see that before I put that line in there, right? We look at that chart and I see something, but I really don't see it. I feel like there's something going on, but I don't really see it. Once I will go back in and I add the 118 again, and I add that line back in, we closed right at it. We played around, around 4 days in a row, plus a close. So the last 5 days, including today, we've been at that area of Halliburton. So, but what's happened? Let's bring it in a little bit bigger. We pushed up and we closed just below it. We ran and closed above, and then we ran up. That's the breakout. I don't take the breakouts. Oh, let's fail off of that. Now we push back up again. Are we going to get another move up? And you're trying to take the breakout. You can. It doesn't work for me. So the answer is no, I'm not going to do it. It doesn't work for me. So what do I need to see happen? Close where it is, ish. Pull back at least intraday to that 31.25 level, 31.37, and bounce. And we're looking at 33.06 as the next upside target. You see the plan? You see there's a reason behind it? And let's see, who would put this one in? So JP, I'm not referring this to you, but for everybody, right? JP is the one that asked me to look at Halliburton. There's a reason, a plan, a system behind what we do here. It's not just, let me trade it and see what happens. Let's take that money and throw it away. Sean, put that back. Let's take that money and throw it away, right? That's not what we want to do here. We want to make sure we've got a systematic approach to what we do, right? Which means your trade setup needs to match what's going on in the market and what's going on in your own personal risk profile and risk tolerance. That is huge, huge part of it. Daniel said, still waiting on the power hour move until we get past 130. There you go. Okay, excellent. Excellent. All right. So, folks, I threw a lot of stuff at you today. Was it a good training? Was it helpful? Did it kind of give you some insight into some of the areas that we talked on today a little bit? Right? Keep in mind, market mornings are back, right? Lee, can you drop that link into Brandon's Your Winning Trading Formula? Hey, get into this training. Get in this training. You're going to hear me talk more about it next week. Get in this training, folks. You're making a mistake if not. Detailed. It was awesome. Good. Great training. I appreciate it. Very detailed. Love the in-depth review. You're welcome, Jennifer. Happy trading. Trader Will said, that's why Pop works so well. What Will is referring to, folks, is the way that I go through and analyze things here. Pop is that every week, twice a week. We dig and dig and dig and dig and dig into it, right? And there is no sugarcoating it. I showed it to you before. I don't know if I still have it open. I showed it. I don't think we shut it down. I showed it to you before. These are the results, right? This is the month of July. I don't know if I could see. Here, number of trades, break evens, winning trades, losing trades, percentage of break evens, of winners, and of losers, right? Look, guys, we got 23% of our trades up to the month of July had gone against us. So it means we won on about 3/4 of our trades. It means 1 out of 4 trades every week tends to go against us. It's okay. It's okay. It's part of our plan. I know it's going to go against us. So what? Every time I get in the car and I go somewhere, sooner or later, I'm going to need gas. I don't get mad that I need gas. I know I need gas, so I got to stop and get gas. It's no different. You're going to have trades go against you. Accept it and move on from it. All right? So Ed said, what is the class that has Amelia's trades? So Amelia does the Trade Watch alerts, Ed, where she sends out the text alert service for that. And guys, I mean, if you look, we've got another minute or two. If you look, I am not on my members page here. Let's see. Trade Watch alerts. Okay. Nope, wrong one. Where'd it go? Trade Watch alerts. Okay. Guys, I mean, look at the detail that's inside of here. Right? Just one trade glossary of the strategies that she trades. Know your bias, and this are cliff notes, right? The SPY and the Qs, post earnings gap, option selection, day trade versus swing, pivots, pivot to pivot, cliff notes. I mean, just moving average crosses, increments, the $100 trade, entries, exits, stops, picking up change, right? Morning highs and lows, debit spreads. I mean, folks, this is what's part of that, and is inside of the Trade Watch alerts. I was going to say one trade away challenge. Trade Watch alerts, right? That's her bonus materials, right? So there's a lot of great stuff in there. How to catch a SPY. That's her SPY and QQQ trade that she does every single week, 5 times a week. If there's 5 trading days, you'll see 5. Next week, Monday's a holiday, so we're not open. Oh, which reminds me, there is no power hour next week, but we're going to do it on Tuesday. All right, we're going to do it on Tuesday now. So for next week. So plan on that. I know it's different. It's got to really think about it, but we're going to do it for Tuesday. Okay. You're welcome, Ed. All right. There you have it, folks. Make it a profitable day. Stay focused on the quest to becoming a great trader. Keep crushing it. And remember, you're just one trade away. Take care, everybody. I will see you at our next update. We'll leave the room open for a couple of minutes. You can grab the links that Lee dropped in. Have a great one, and I will talk to you soon. Bye for now.